We're live. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Break the Cycle with me, your host, Joshua Smith. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Friday night.
Yes, it is Friday. And you got it right. I'm proud.
We're doing a Friday one tonight. It's been a wild day, man. Absolutely wild day. We're gonna talk about it. Absolutely. We're definitely gonna talk about it and see how that's going. If there's any audio issues, please let me know. We have upgraded some audio stuff. We got a new audio interface, some new cameras. Look at, we got the man back to his original seat over there where he belongs. Finally, I'm very happy to see him over there. I hope everything sounds good. If not, let us know in the comments. We're doing good. We're making some upgrades, bringing the man home to where he goes. AJ can't be with us tonight. Unfortunately, he's got some stuff going on with his wifey, so he won't be here. We do got a cool guest for you guys tonight. Of course, all the drama that's been going on today, which I didn't want to have happen. I didn't want to have that happen. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah. It's never fun to get in the weeds like that.
No.
Duke it out in the ring of Twitter.
No. Hey, everybody, go do me a favor. Here, I redid everything, and it's all messed up now, so... but go check out toplobster.com, the man, the myth, the legend, my good friend and partner on Break Cycle, where you can get all kinds of great hats, backpacks, hoodies, shirts, like the one that you see Ryan wearing tonight, the Break the Cycle purple shirt, by using BTC at checkout for a 10% discount. Or you can join the Patreon, subscribe, become a member of the YouTube channel under all of our videos by hitting the join link, and you can get into a private Discord server where you can get all of his new gear up to 2 weeks before it goes to the general public at a 30% discount. So you're supporting both of us, saving some money. Great stuff, I promise you. My buttons aren't working on my controller. I redid a bunch of stuff, unfortunately, and I had to go through and redo everything again because it all got messed up on my controller. But that's life. Such is life. Do you say Ryan? They're saying Ryan.
They're saying I'm a little quiet.
Yeah, talk. I can turn you up a little bit. I got all the controls
the mic
right
up
here.
a little bit because when we were testing audio, I was on the loud side for sure.
Yeah, I turned you down after that a little bit because you were hot. But anyways, it's been a wild day.
Yeah, it has.
How you doing today, Ryan?
I'm doing good. It's been wild with the Twitter drama. I'm bringing out a new nickname. Somebody called me Josh's throw pillow, and that's apparently that this guy knows our relationship so well that he can determine that. So if I'm going to be a throw pillow, I'm going to be the best damn throw pillow in the business.
Well, I do find it funny that he called you a throw pillow the day that I moved you off the couch and back into your own position. I do want to make it clear that no matter what your feelings about Ryan are, he's one of my best friends. He comes over and hangs out with my children and eats dinner with us, and he's a very good friend. He's not just my throw pillow. We may not always agree.
The best damn throw pillow in the business.
He is the best damn throw pillow in the business. We may not always get along, okay? And I may not always agree with the guy, and even once in a while I yell at him on the show. But he is no doubt, without a doubt, one of my very best friends. So I appreciate you to death, man. Can we get some yep cocks in the chat for our good friend,
absolutely.
the throw pillow?
We already got some yep cocks. So people are showing up and showing out tonight, and I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So we're gonna do this thing. We do have a great guest for you tonight. I'm very excited. He's running against second base herself, Mrs. Lauren Bobert, there in Colorado. Mr. James Wiley, sir, how are you doing tonight? Yeah, of course. We're gonna go hard tonight, and we're gonna talk some about your campaign and all those good things too. But why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, why you're running, all that good stuff. Oh wait.
Shadows.
There you go. Now you can talk.
Sound?
I had the audio off, unfortunately, but now I have it back on. So.
Oh sure. So my campaign kind of came out of the shadows. I wasn't expecting to run, wasn't planning to run, wasn't thinking about running. It wasn't anything I imagined doing in my future, my career, in my life at all. And it came up to me as an opportunity to really hold the government accountable in a unique way. And I've been trying to do that same mission, trying to perform that same work the last 3 years in particular. And having a new front, a new battle line that we can make within the political realm specific to this campaign, specific to Lauren Bobert. That's where I really came from and decided to go ahead and run. And with the pledge that Lauren Bobert failed to sign, not just failing to sign, but defaming and claiming to be unworthy of her, that really kind of gave me a little extra fire to get into the race.
Nice.
But my background is in civil rights. So I've been working in civil rights for the last 3 years, been involved in different litigation, election lawsuits, and we've actually had a different angle to our work just recently this last year, where we've been fighting for human rights as well, human trafficking, child trafficking, the sex trade, the slave trade, and fighting against the Sinaloa cartel in that capacity. And so the Sinaloa cartel is very much in control of a large portion of our political atmosphere here in the United States, and seeing the Libertarian Party always standing up against tyranny. But in this particular moment, having the opportunity to bring the message of resistance against international criminal organizations that I've been fighting against, to bring the resistance against the COVID regime that you are so vocal about fighting against, and of course, bring the resistance against the election fraud that has been all across our country the last not just 3 years, but 23 years. Ever since my birthday in 2000, November 7th, that's when I turned 7 years old. In 2000, Bush stole that election.
You were born in 2000? Is that what you just said?
Excuse me, I was 7 years old in the year 2000.
Okay. So, I was like, wow.
I'm qualified to run. I'm over 25.
He's older than you.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's older than you, buddy. Well, good on you, man. I'm stoked for you. I think that'll be a fun race. I know. Here's the deal. I had initially said that I thought maybe it would be a bad idea to run against Lawrence, and she's one of the decent people when it comes to votes in Congress. But then I realized that Colorado put out this what would you call it? What do you guys call it, James? The pact that you guys put out?
Yeah, we made a pact with the GOP, and out of that pact came a pledge which the candidates had the opportunity to sign.
Right. And it basically was like, we're going to work with the GOP, and if there's not a good candidate running, we'll run an LP person. And if it's a good freedom candidate that actually ticks all the box, we won't run a libertarian against them. Well, Lauren decided not to sign the agreement. And so, well, that's her fault. And then James came around, and what's your campaign slogan there, James?
I stole it from you. It's Wiley for Vengeance. And I know you had done plenty of background research and deciding on that type of terminology to use. And I didn't want to just be another libertarian lone wolf trying to do his own thing. Sure. I want vengeance too. Yeah. So I think we have that in common. And I'm glad that I had the opportunity to steal that bit from you. I hope other candidates will continue to do the same and put whatever their name is for vengeance, because that's what we're here for. That's what the people want us to do for them, is get vengeance.
It's a movement. It's a movement. It's a vengeance movement at this point. That's what we're starting. And we're going to get our damn vengeance, man. I promise you. It's coming. It's coming, man. We had a really great debate the other night. And it was the first time that Rechtenwald and I had been in the same room. And of course, Chase, it was the second time that Chase and I had sat down on this campaign. Chase and I had a really good talk in Denver, Chase Oliver and I. And it was at the Independence Institute, and it went really well. I think that there was one part where he definitely didn't want to answer my question. and walked around it, but then he had to deal with it in this last debate. Of course, it was Michael Rechtenwald asking him it, and it was great because they got in this argument about it, and I just sat there smiling because I was like, I get to be the adult in the room right now. I like this, but we totally destroyed that debate. There's no doubt about it. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. It's on the North New Jersey Libertarian Party's YouTube page. They did a really cool event, and we won. And there was a poll held afterwards. We got like 68% of the vote or something like that that said we won. So I believe that we won. But now we're dealing with some other drama, and I want to explain. I want to preface all this with starting at before my resignation from the LNC. Okay, and I'm not telling lies here. Okay, there was a time that I checked out after my son was born. Okay, briefly, maybe a month and a half, 2 months. I took some family leave for my job. I stayed home, did stuff with my wife. We kind of, we're getting used to having 6 kids in the house instead of 5. I mean, basically that's what it was, and a new baby. And there was a lot to do. And so there was that time where I checked out. Totally 100%. I kept up on the email list. I made my votes. I missed an LNC meeting because we just had a baby. You know what I mean? And it wasn't feasible for me to travel at that moment. And so I can understand how some people might be like, you weren't doing your job as the vice chair before my resignation. But I want to take this back to before the election for vice chair. Okay. I had finished 2 terms on that LNC. Okay. I did 2018 to 2020, and I had to sit across from Nick Sarwark and fight his terrible shit policy repeatedly over and over and over again for 2 years. And then from 2020 to 2022, I sat across from Joe Bishop Henchman, and I pushed so hard that I was able to get Joe Bishop Henchman to resign. In fact, I made a motion for him to release his email correspondence with New Hampshire. And he resigned. He deleted all his emails, started a motion, and resigned the next day. So anybody can say that I don't work. That's fine. I don't mind. Whatever. Say what you got to say about it. I don't care.
I thought you did nothing.
That's what a lot of people are trying to say right now.
You do nothing. Right now, what you're doing right now is nothing.
Yes.
This is nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah,
I do nothing. I'm a do-nothing grifter, according to Michael Heiss. So here's the deal. So I was running for chair again in 2022. I was like, look, I want to finish what I started here. I want to get us to that top of that mountain. I want to get the LNC completely. I want to be the chair for 2 years, and then I'll leave it to whoever. And I was going to do it. And I literally announced in the pool at the Airbnb in Orlando after I lost the chair race there in Orlando. So I mean, within hours, I had announced again and told everybody we're going to run it. We're going to run a campaign. Okay. Mises Caucus decided they want to run Angela. Okay. I talked to Michael Heiss personally. I said, I don't think it's a good idea. I think if you want to find a chair candidate that's not me, then run somebody else that's better. I don't think Angela's good for the job. I've seen her in California. I don't think it's a good idea. He swore to me it was a great idea. Everything's going to be fine. She's got a bunch of support. I said, you know what, Mike? All right. I trusted Mike. I trusted the Mises Caucus. I helped build that movement, that momentum to get us there. I said, you know what, I'm going to step down. So I stepped down, and I threw my support behind Angela.
And Angela at least plays the public part well. She has energy. She's a good speaker.
Right.
She would be a better candidate for president than Rechtenwald.
Yeah, probably than Rechtenwald for sure. She's snaky though, and I'm going to explain. Yep. I'm going to explain this whole thing. Okay, so I was going to be like, all right, well, you know what? I'll run for vice chair. I started calling Mike. I was like, Mike, I'm going to run for vice chair. He's like, well, we're talking about running maybe Aaron Adams or somebody else or somebody like that. And I kind of saw the writing on the wall that they were like trying to just kind of do away with me at that time. This is 2020 or 2021, beginning of 2021. Okay. And then I was like, you know what? I see what they're going to do. I seen this thing with Eric coming, and I was not happy with them trying to run a Prague in that position. I told Mike, I told everybody I wasn't happy with that. I said, we worked our ass off too hard. No fucking olive branches. Just let's take the whole thing and do something good. And he said, no. I said, all right, well, I'm going to run for vice chair anyways. And I announced, and I ran for vice chair. And, you know, for a guy who's just a do-nothing grifter, I still beat their candidate in 2022. Okay. So think about this. Even if I was terrible as an administrator on a board, okay? Even if I was terrible as an administrator on a board, I just got done running 3 national campaigns in a row, all over the country, 49 states, meeting thousands of people, fundraising. I was the number 1 recruiter in the entire Libertarian Party for 2 years. Even if I was a terrible administrator, fine. If all the things you're saying about me are true, fine. But you know I can run a campaign, and that's what this is. This is a campaign. This is a campaign for president. So you know this is what I'm good at. Even if you argue that I'm a terrible administrator, fine. But it didn't stop. That's the thing. Like, so there was all this snaky shit going on when I was running for vice chair, right? And all kinds of shit being thrown around and things being said about me that I was derelict in my duties on state boards, even though I was running for chair at the time, and those state boards actually endorsed me. Supposedly I was derelict in my duty on those state boards, but none of the people who endorsed me would say I was derelict. None of the people that I served on the board with at the time said I was derelict, right? But I had to fight against all these accusations for a year and a half or a year and still won the vice chair role. I thought, good, it'll stop. It'll stop right here. We're done with it. And then I reached out because everybody was afraid that I was going to try to out-alpha Angela, okay? You're gonna try to alpha her. Don't do that. I'm not going to do that, dude. I just want to help. I just want this thing to be a big, beautiful thing that we thought it could be. We worked our ass off to get here. Let's do the thing that we need to do. I reached out to Angela immediately. I said, I just want you to know I'm here for you. I called her boss, okay? Whatever you need from me, let's do this, okay? I had a nice gavel, literally engraved, ordered for her, says to the chair that saved it all. I was literally trying my very hardest to be as good as I can, okay? And then I started asking her for things to do, and she wouldn't get back to me. Then she tells me, we want to do a show for the party. Do you want to do a show for the party? Yeah, hell yeah. Give me a white paper. Let me know what you want to do. Then they hold this Bitcoin fundraiser, right? That was online all day long on the YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. And she's like, would you like to be on there? I said, sure. I hopped on there with Clint, Russell. I think Dan Smots came on. And within 5 minutes of being on that thing, I'm getting text messages saying, you need to cool it. You need to cool it. You can't say these things or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? I can't do a show on the party's YouTube if I'm going to be horse-collared, right? So I just scrapped the idea entirely. I'm not going to do it. But I was still asking for things to do. Finally, I started reaching out to staff, Kara Schultz even. Hey, what do you need me to do? I'm inputting candidate information and stuff like that, like trying to help out where I can because I'm getting stonewalled. Meanwhile, I have membership calling me, asking me, why aren't you doing anything? Do you really think you're doing a good job? Blah, 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 blah. And I find out that people are talking shit behind my back while I'm trying to actively find things to do. Okay? So I resigned because I wasn't going to put up with it. I wasn't going to sit on a board for 2 years with people that were dragging me through the fucking mud. I wasn't going to do it. No. So I resigned. And I did it without trying to drag everybody else through the mud. That was my whole goal. I made it clear that there were some people that I wasn't happy with, some things going on that I wasn't happy with. I didn't drop any names. I didn't do any of that shit. Okay? Then I found out with those data dumps that last term, when I was working my ass off to help New Hampshire and getting Joe Bishop Henchman to resign and several other people to resign too, by the way, I found out that Angela was working with Anna Johnson out of Washington and Chris Lucchini from the Prague Loser Caucus to have me and Karen Ann Harlos removed from the LNC last term while I was doing all that work. And I decided right then and there, you know what? She's not worth protecting. Anybody who helped her out is not worth protecting. That's bullshit. That's snaky stuff. I'm not dealing with it. Out. And Heist never weighed in on this stuff, by the way. Okay? But I saw the writing on the wall with the Dave Smith stuff. I saw the writing on the wall that Dave wasn't going to run. Okay? And I didn't see any other candidates. Spike wasn't doing it. They kept talking about Clint. I was talking to Clint on the phone. Clint's like, I don't want to run for president, man. I have other things to do. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm just going to put it out there kind of as a challenge, just like I did the first time I ran for chair in 2018 and see what happens. So I put it out. We got tons of support. We had a 50-person campaign team overnight, it seemed like.
Oh, yeah. It was one of the most impressive things I think I've ever witnessed.
Immediately.
Yeah. And it wasn't like you top-down issuing commands. It was this beautiful decentralized thing where people just came together to work towards a common goal. And it was awesome. It was exactly how the LP should work.
Right. And it was like perfect. Grassroots, organized. These guys were just doing things. We had a great campaign team going already. Boom. I reached out to Michael Heiss personally. Man, help me out, dude. Let's do this thing. Let's get this movement back together. I'm like, let's work together, man. Even if I'm not the candidate, let's work together. Let me get the email list that I helped you build of the people that I helped bring in. I'm getting 50 million Americans data. I'll share data with you. You know what I mean? We'll do this thing. We'll do it right.
Yeah.
And he said, no, that data is just for the endorsed candidate. This is before Rechtenwald had even announced, by the way. He was still telling me he's holding out.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
But wait, he's also telling me at the same time, oh, but you've got my vote right now. You've got my vote right now. Okay,
it's incredibly dumb.
It's incredibly dumb. And so here's the thing. So okay, cool, fine, whatever. Then he brings out Rechtenwald, right? Okay, Rechtenwald's a snooze fest, dude. Mm-hmm. Nice guy, very smart, scholar.
Yeah.
No one in this country is going to get behind him as a powerful leader movement. It's not going to happen. He's not mad enough. He's not fiery enough. He talks about all his books every time he opens his mouth. And look, I don't hate the guy.
You listen to him and you think he might be nice to have in a cabinet.
Yeah.
Like
he's very smart. I wouldn't even mind him as a vice presidential candidate talking policy behind. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But also, like, here's the thing. Like, he's not the guy. He's not the Ron Paul revolution that we were promised, 2.0 that we were promised. Mm-hmm. I don't care what anyone says. And look, no knock on him for his capacity of knowledge and his fight against the reset, the Great Reset, the WEF, all that stuff. We have that in common. But he's not fiery enough to fire people up and get them moving. No biggie, whatever. I'm still going to run against him. It's not a big deal, right? He's not enough for me to drop out of the race. Whatever. But then I start getting messages from my supporters, people on my campaign team saying, "Hey man, these people are talking shit about you. Can you explain this to me?" "Sure. What do you want to know?" "Well, they're saying that you won't share data with them." I said, "I've already said that I would share data with them. I said I'd give all my data to the party. What are you talking about?" "Well, they're saying you won't." I have it publicly saying it to Mike that I do it. So I screenshot it. Then I start getting screenshots of him saying that I'm only doing this to split apart the movement, among other things, and that I'm a grifter and this and that and this and that. Okay. Well, I got screenshots of me talking to you about this. So if you're going to go around and call all of my supporters, because he's got their numbers, or most of my campaign staff is Mises Caucus, first of all. A lot of the people who have pledged support and donated the campaign are Mises Caucus. Excuse me. And this guy the problem with Mike is he's cushioned himself so much from the rank and file members that he only hears from the state organizers. If that. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you right now, like, we have a lot of support in the caucus still.
Absolutely.
If you're like a cult follower, like Zach Tatum, maybe you don't support us. That's fine. I don't care. But I'm not going to sit here and have my people gaslighted on my campaign and me lied about every single day to these people that support the campaign just so you can have some underhanded tactic to try and get your candidate in there. So I dropped the proof, the absolute proof that what he's saying is a lie, because I'm not going to sit there and have 1,000 phone calls. I'm not going to have 1,000 phone calls about this. I've already had 150 or more since I resigned from the LNC to tell them what was going on and why I resigned.
And you sat there and let people assume the worst about you for months and months and months to protect Heiss and Angela and the Mises Caucus.
Repeatedly.
And this is how they pay.
That's how they paid me back.
You. Yeah, they're repaying you by calling you a do-nothing grifter.
I literally did everything I could to protect them. I let people attack me every day and then had private phone calls so that I didn't fuck up the movement, so that I didn't splinter the movement. Yeah. I was on this show repeatedly saying, listen, I'm upset. Even after I released everything, listen, I'm upset. I still believe the Mises Caucus is the way. You've heard it. You've heard me say it.
Absolutely.
Repeatedly. You've heard me say it.
Yeah. And like on the data sharing thing, do you know how like generally easy of a thing that is between people? Like, so the Classical Liberal Caucus sponsored kind of a local event for our local LP, which I'm the chair of.
Right.
They were willing to send us the data that they got from that. Knowing who I am, knowing that I work with you, knowing that I, at least at the time, was pretty loudly Mises Caucus.
Right.
And the classical liberal caucus, who absolutely hate us, we're still willing to share with that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk to James. We don't want to ignore you, James.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got a lot going on here, buddy. So where do you stand on all this, man? Have you been watching it? Have you seen what do you think the general consensus is for people who are kind of not a part of it?
May I cuss?
Yeah, of course, dude. This is not a family-friendly show. Sorry.
Fuck everything you know about the Libertarian Party. And I don't mean that offensive to you specifically, but I mean that offensive to the status quo that we're experiencing. Maybe some of the back and forth internal drama that ebbs and flows within the Libertarian Party every 5 years, every decade and a half. It's a regular cycle. But right here we have a moment to not be what we've been for a long time, to break the cycle. And I think we have an opportunity to really focus on what the party is becoming, not what it was or what it is, but what it's becoming. And it's going to be more than just the classic Libertarian Party that we've known from the Ron Paul days. It's going to be more than even the Mises Cocky.
Cocky,
Mises
I like
Caucus,
it. I support that. Yeah.
that it is at the moment. It's going to be the National Populist Party. And we need to look at it from that perspective and recognize that nobody in 3 months is going to have any memory of what the topic of conversation is at this moment, because they're going to be all new blood.
Sure.
And well, I'm not new blood. I voted in 2012, 2016, 2020. Got my Jorgensen sign right here. I'm sorry for you. The Let Her Speak movement here in Colorado, and joined those convoys all across the country. And so I've a long time libertarian, but I haven't been in the weeds like you guys have. I haven't been really cutting my teeth on the internal party politics like you guys have. And all due respect to that effort, I think it's so important that we've brought the vehicle, particularly you guys with the Mises Caucus, has brought this vehicle to where it is now, where we have the opportunity to actually bring forward the true libertarian message, the true libertaria, that society that we strive to produce. And that is for everybody. And so we have that moment now, and we are ready to jump into it. But yeah, fuck everything you know about the Libertarian Party. All that's the past. Even the present is now the past, because we have this moment to absolutely blow up the current perception of what we are and re-educate. I'll steal Hillary's terms. Re-educate the public about what it is to be a human in a free society.
Well, we're talking about re-education camps. I'm cool with putting
blowing up perceptions of libertarians. Christopher Baker, thank you for the $2 super chat. He said Javier Milei.
Dude, it's Javier Milei. Jeez,
Milei. I'm dyslexic, okay? Javier Milei is the next president of Argentina, so libertarians can win elections.
Well, I don't think he's won the election yet. I think he's just saying that. But here's the thing about Javier.
It is coming up.
It is, yeah. It's not there yet, but okay. That's what we need in America right now. We need somebody who's going to go out there and say the same things as he's saying, right? We need somebody who's going to be fiery and hyped up and do those things.
Yeah, wield a chainsaw on live TV.
Legitimately, that's what we need to see right now, and that's what these people that are fed up with the two-party system, the uniparty system, whatever you want to call it, want to see. That's what we're seeing, and he's not the first one. I mean, there's hardcore right-wingers talking about winning over in Europe right now too. Listen, Poland just announced that their ultimate forever king is Jesus. I don't know if you saw that.
The theocracy we got going on.
They literally just announced that their forever king is Jesus for the whole country. It's pretty based, dude.
Super based. And they're one of the countries that decriminalized all drugs, right?
Yes. No, not Poland. Portugal. You're thinking of Portugal.
Okay.
But anyway, so back to this thing. So anyway, so now people are saying, well, they're like concern trolling me, right? Like, well, you released private conversations. Yeah, dude, this dude's been going around behind my back for 2 years, lying about me to the people who support me. Half of his organizers are on my campaign staff, dude. They're literally calling me like, this guy just continues to talk shit. He's like writing screeds talking shit about you. And I'm like, I'm not going to let that continue to happen. And I'm not going to have 1,000 phone calls. I'm not going to do it. If he would have just kept my name out of his mouth, not said a word about me, it was better when he was acting like I wasn't running.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fine, act like I'm not running. That's cool. I don't care. You're running your own candidate. I get that.
He's having flashbacks to your vice chair
Yes.
run.
I beat you once, dude. I'll do it again. I'll do it again. And here's the thing, like, it was never about that. It wasn't about like some competition between me and Mike Heiss. I'm trying to run a campaign to hype up a movement. It's not even about me. Like, I've made it very clear in my platform, in my videos, like, this is a movement. We're starting a movement. This campaign is bigger than me. It's not just about me. This is a movement. This is us reawakening the Ron Paul revolution, bringing everyone back to the table and making the Uniparty scared of us. We can do that. And I'm just happen to be the figurehead for it right now. Yeah. It's not about me. It's not enriching my life at all. My wife's mad at me every other day because of the campaign. You know what I mean? Like, trust me, she's a 5-foot Italian. It's rough sometimes. She agrees and she believes in me, and she knows that I'm doing this because I want to see a better life for my children. Okay? That's the main reason behind all of this. That all the political work that I'm doing is because I want to see a better life for my children. But don't go around talking shit about me, dude. Unless you have some receipts, which you don't. Because I have the receipts. I keep receipts. Everybody who knows me knows I keep receipts always, unless it's receipts that my treasurer needs for the campaign. I keep losing those. I feel bad. Sorry, Rich. I love you though. It's all electronic now. He gets it all. Like, it's not like I'm hiding anything. Okay. But it's like, here's the deal, dude. Like, don't go around and trash me to my friends. Don't go around and trash. Say whatever you want to new people. I don't care. Okay. But my supporters that are going to call me and talk to me and send me screenshots of what you're saying, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be a shitty, underhanded, tactic, behind closed door person. You know what I mean? Like, and then Dave and these guys are like, why don't you do a show with Mike Heiss? Why? So he can sit there and say whatever he wants without having to prove his work? I did it on Twitter, so he has to prove his work. That's the whole purpose. Like, if we're in a show, we're not going to have like screenshots printed out of all the work, right?
I mean, that would be baller as hell for you to
I could do it.
screenshots.
I could do it. I could. I got plenty. I got 6 years of screenshots, dude, all saved on the same phone. Trust me, I'm almost out of room. I'm going to have to start an external hard drive of receipts, because I've kept receipts on everyone in this movement that's talked shit or that I fought with or anybody that said something, because I know how this goes. Because in my very first campaign in 2018, this group of people that were working with another candidate decided to try and put out a bunch of false allegations about me. But I kept receipts and I put them out. And I put those receipts out in a publication. And they had to come and apologize to me. In fact, that other candidate dropped out of the race. That was in 2018. You think I'm not better at it now? I'm way better at it now. I just happen to be thankful enough to have those receipts in 2018. But I could do it way worse now. I could go full nuclear if I wanted to. But that's not my goal. My goal is to have everyone organized when we hit that general to move this movement ahead. That's it. That's all I care about. This is my last ditch effort to see this movement succeed, because it's not succeeding right now. It hasn't been. I don't care what anybody says. The financials are bleak. The membership numbers are bleak. They're terrible. It's falling apart. To everyone looking at inside, it doesn't look like there's been any work done over the last year. Not just from me, from anybody. And now we're talking about voter gravity and Operation Warhawk removal and all this stuff, but it's like, that just started. It just started. It's been over a year. Over a year. The term is up in less than a year. And you're gonna try and blame it on me? No, dude. No. I resigned for a reason. I saw the writing on the wall. But you don't get to go around and talk shit about me to my friends. You just don't get to do it.
Do you think they would be pinning
everything would be my
failures
fault,
on you?
I saw the writing on the wall. If I hadn't resigned, everything would be my fault. They'd already been saying that for 2 years, dude. Everything would have been my fault. So no, I'm not going to sit there and deal with that. Absolutely not. And I'm not going to let you go around and talk shit about me to my friends and lie. That's the thing. Like, say what you want. Like, say, yeah, there was a month and a half where he checked out of this LNC. Or say that I missed an LNC meeting last term because I only missed one. Or say that I missed an LNC meeting in my first term because I only missed one. Or say that sometimes I do take on projects that are too big for me. Like Dave Benner's book. It was way too big. Editing, I have never edited a book before. I tried my hand at it. I gave it my all. I fucked up the audio several times. And Dave's upset, and I get it, but Dave's still my friend, and he's not going to go around and trash talk me. It was the project that was way bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It's the 500-page audiobook is rough, okay? I'm just telling you right now.
That's
Scott
like
Horton laughed at me.
Biggest knock people can throw out on you is that you take on too much, and then Heiss is out here calling you a do-nothing.
A do-nothing, yeah. That's the other thing is they're saying you take on way too much, but I'm a do-nothing grifter. What?
Yeah.
How does that even make sense? But the funniest part about all this is my friend Ben posted on there, because I said, I'm tired of your whisper campaign, your dumbass lying whisper campaign. Stop making the whisper campaign about me. Say whatever you want to say publicly. I don't care, but stop going around and calling my supporters. At least give me the opportunity to refute it without them calling me saying, hey, they're saying these things. And he said, it's not a whisper campaign. I don't have a whisper campaign against you. And Ben walked right up to him and said on Twitter, hey, you literally whispered to me at the national convention last year not to vote for Joshua because he's untrustworthy. And then he said, he is. He totally busted his the whole lie was over. On the spot, it was over.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I hate this. I don't want to do this. This isn't what I wanted to do. This isn't how I wanted my campaign to go.
Yeah, and Scott and Josh are not beefing. Scott was just laughing.
No, he's asking if Scott and Dave are beefing.
No.
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
Are Scott and Dave beefing?
They've had some weird beef recently about
about
maybe Dave not giving Scott enough credit on Joe Rogan or something. I'm not sure. I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, that seems like pretty petty, and it'll probably wash over.
James, you think you're going to beat Lauren Bobert or what?
I think so.
How are you going to beat Lauren Bobert?
Initially, I thought it was going to be just a spoiler campaign. Yeah, just hold her accountable to her failure to enforce maintain the pact and sign the pledge. But as, of course, Beetlejuice came out, I had made the decision before Beetlejuice, mind you. So when that happened, it really not just made my day, but made my week, made my month, made my year. I'm really enjoying the fallout from that because it really showed to the public what we already knew, is that she was two-faced, is that she doesn't actually believe what she says. She doesn't actually do what she says. And there's an opportunity for somebody who does believe what they say, who does do what they say. And that's why I believe my campaign represents our congressional district better than hers. I believe my values represent the district better than hers. And I believe that what I will do for our district once I get elected to Congress is what the people want. What they're seeing now from the Freedom Caucus, what they're seeing from Republicans in general, and Lauren Bobert having received $130,000 from McCarthy before the vote and voting for McCarthy not to remove him. It kind of shows that she's two-faced. Now she's coming back and saying, great job, Matt Gaetz. I love what you did. Why didn't you vote for it, Lauren? I would vote to get McCarthy out.
Yeah.
I would vote to eliminate the Federal Reserve. I would vote to eliminate the IRS. I would vote to end foreign wars, and I would vote to deploy militias along our southern border. These are all things that the Congress needs to do. I would vote to declare war against the Sinaloa cartel. These are things that need to happen. We need to be voting for the sustenance of our nation, not debating rules and procedure and whether or not we're going to pass an omnibus or a single issue. Pass nothing. $0 to the federal government. That's it's got to be moving forward.
Sure.
And that's the message that the people are ready for.
Yeah, I agree. And my presidential campaign isn't much different. The big difference is that I can't do any of those things. Like I don't have the opportunity to vote for those things as the president. I can veto spending bills, which is very important from the executive office. But I don't. A lot of people, they run for president and they run on these bumper sticker platitudes. By the way, if anybody's watching this that hasn't ever been here before or has not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button right now. We need to get our subscriber count up to keep the algorithm going. It's been chopping us down real hard. So please do that. And if you're listening to this on the audio, please go and subscribe to the YouTube for the live shows. But these bumper sticker platitudes don't work with me anymore, right? You can't abolish the ATF. You can't abolish the IRS. You can't as a member of Congress, you can vote to do that. But a president has no power to do that. President does have the power, though. Like Vivek has said, like I've said in all of my debates, we do have the opportunity to relieve 70% of the workforce. And I would do that to all of these agencies because they've gotten way too big and out of control. Then you have an opportunity to take whatever's left and move a lot of them around the country to little jurisdictions or maintenance departments or mail rooms or anything.
Well, you do the inverse of what Elon did at Twitter. Elon found the top 20% of the most productive people and only kept them and only the essential people. With the,
right.
With the
well,
70%,
and that's the thing is,
you find those same 20%,
yeah,
and send them back in.
Well, and that's the thing is, you'll get the program so small that they'll only have time to focus on what they were supposed to. Like the FBI was supposed to focus on like interstate serial killers and like child sex trafficking, right?
Yeah.
But they've gotten so big that they're like infiltrating Catholic groups, right? And like calling soccer moms domestic terrorists at school board meetings. So like we have to get it at least to the point. Then if it's still inefficient, we can make a case to the federal government like, hey, you guys need to think about voting to abolish these things, right? But the president doesn't have that power. So it's kind of cool to have like real policy prescriptions, you know what I mean? I don't know, but anyways, I people keep asking about Horton. I talk to Scott Horton all the time on the phone. He's a good friend of mine. I've been trying to get him to run for my vice presidential position several times now. He's very adamant that he will never run for office, but Scott, I don't know if Scott will support me publicly. He may. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But as of right now, he's not publicly supporting a candidate, but he helps me with foreign policy all the time. He's the man. He's my good friend. And I did talk to Michael Bolden recently too. He'll be helping me more on my nullification stuff that I've been talking about, like getting into local office and nullifying stuff from the 10th Amendment Center. Michael Bolden's great. So I think all these people, should you guys be crazy enough to put me in the White House? Here, we're going to Fantasyland. If you watch my debate, we're going to Fantasyland. If you guys are crazy enough to put me in office and into the White House, a lot of these people will end up being in my cabinet. And we'll work because nobody knows legislation better than Michael Bolden, or anybody at the 10th Amendment Center for that matter. I mean, they're all amazing. And then Macari as well is very great. And then of course Scott is going to be the Secretary of State or something, and we're gonna get him in there, like just saying no more wars, and we'll put Dave somewhere. Michael Malice will be speaking, and press secretary.
Michael Malice for press secretary, yes. Obviously.
So, and Clint is my homie too. I don't know if he'll ever support anybody. Maybe he will closer to the convention. I hope so. I love Clint. Clint's the homie. I know that Clint doesn't get along with a lot of people. A lot of people don't like Clint, but me and Clint have always been close. I've never had any issues with him. I know that some people don't like him at all, but he's cool with me, man. And he's been really good about not endorsing and not trying not to play a side. And he did a space with me and a space with him, and it is what it is. But this thing has gotten out of hand. And so like all the people who are like, you need to do a show with Mike Heiss. No, I don't. I've been talking to Mike Heiss on the phone and in shows and in person for 6 fucking years, dude. 6 years. Why do I need to do a show with Michael Heiss? So that he can sit there and continue to gaslight people, and I have like nothing else to do. I can't show the screenshots. I can't show the proof on a show. So he just gets to go off and say whatever he wants. No, respond to it here on Twitter, where I've posted the absolute proof and receipts of your own words. You could do it there. Stop trolling me about you have to do it.
By admitting that he would.
Yeah, he responded by admitting to what I was saying.
And then proceeded to just go full ad hominem. Yes. Because he had nothing else.
Nothing, because I said you have nothing. And then he goes, you're just a do nothing grifter. I'm like, dude, you didn't even do anything for like the last year at all. And then here's the other part. So we find out that he was supposed to be Dave Smith's campaign manager. Okay? He was totally underwater doing the Decentralized Revolution tour. Dave didn't show up to any of the stops, maybe a couple, but not most of them. Okay, he decided to go do comedy instead. So they booked this whole tour and didn't even have a headliner. Did the whole tour. Pack's underwater, entirely underwater. He's out of money. He's got to stop taking a paycheck from the PAC. He gets a job, gets fired from the job. Then all of a sudden, conveniently, he's got to go handpick a candidate really fast and get him back in. Then we find out that he wanted to be Dave Smith's campaign manager, which, by the way, is illegal. You can't be the chair of a PAC and a campaign manager for a presidential candidate. That's like wildly illegal. Like go to jail illegal. Okay, and so. You're not like fooling anybody, dude. Most people can see what this is. It's a giant money grab. Even your candidate is playing a money grab. He's talking about his books every 5 seconds. Oh, you can find my books on Amazon every 5 seconds.
He does have one of the most brilliantly named books I've ever heard in the Google Archipelago.
The Archipelago, yeah.
Because I'm reading the Gulag Archipelago right now.
Sure.
And that's brilliant.
So I'm just saying, like, we see what you're doing, bud. We see your money grab. Even your candidate is trying to money grab. And I'm just not playing that game, dude. Like, get mad at me for retaliating and saying what I need to say back. I don't care if you're mad at me for that, dude. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, what? I have nothing to lose. This isn't about my ego. This is about me not letting you gaslight the people who are my friends, man. That's it. That's it. You're not going to gaslight my friends. I'm going to drop proof. I got 6 years of receipts. I got a lot more, bud. A lot more. That was nothing. That was nothing compared to the rest of the receipts I got. I got all the dirty, underhanded shit you did that I knew about. I got all those too. All of them.
So James, have you done any like campaign videos yet?
Not yet. That's a major priority. I'm looking to get a producer to put something together soon here.
All right. When you do it, you need to shoot it in a theater and start it off with, I know how to behave appropriately in this building.
Oh, that would be so good, dude. You should totally do. We could get good video for you and then have Dan Smots do it, and it would be savage. It would be so savage. Like, I know proper etiquette. It would be perfect. Yeah. Hello, my name's James Wiley. Today I want to talk to you about movie theater etiquette. Dude, you can totally do this. This would be hilarious.
Keep your hands within your chair.
It would be so funny. Oh my goodness.
I will tell you what I did do. When I did my campaign announcement on September 15th, I wrote up this press release and put it out. At the bottom line, I said, and I pledge not to vape nicotine at the Rob Zombie concert at Fiddler's Green on Saturday night. And I did not vape nicotine that night. I'm
proud of you, buddy. You actually kept to your word.
I kept my word, unlike Lauren Bobert.
We have a good video. I filmed a bunch of, because one of my platform planks is that I want doctors who commit these child mutilations for gender affirming care to be prosecuted under the same law as child sex trafficking. I think it's akin. I think it's very close. But we shot video for a new video when I was out there for his CD release party for his band, where I'm the like school administrator for child affirmation care. And I'm talking about how we know your kids better than you know your kids. And so if we put that one out, it's going to be pretty funny. Hopefully soon. Hopefully we'll get it together soon. Thanks, Shannon Lee, for the $5 super chat. It's nice seeing you in the chat. We haven't seen you in a while. I miss you. My family misses you. Great hang with you too. I know I had a lot to say tonight, and I don't regret it. I don't regret a second of it, dude. Like I fought tooth and nail for this fucking movement since 2008, really. Since I campaigned for Ron Paul. That's another thing that people don't realize. Even Ron Paul ain't fucking with the Mises Caucus anymore. That's how far it's gotten. Like they pissed off Dan McAdams, dude. He's literally the director of the Ron Paul Institute. They're talking shit about the director of the Ron Paul Institute. You got a little bit of power and you're dissing the director of the Ron Paul Institute? Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. Last term, they were trying to say that they were responsible for my Ron Paul endorsement in 2020, and they had nothing to do with it. Zero. Nobody in the Mises Caucus had a single thing to do with it. That was all emails between me and Dan McAdams. All of them. The whole thing. They tried to take credit for it. Like, these are the people that I'm dealing with here. And even after all that, I was still willing to work with them. But not anymore, man. I'm not willing to work with Heise. Heise needs to get his shit together. Stop talking shit about your friends, bro. You got a little bit of power. You got a little bit of power in the Libertarian Party, and you're gonna go try and play Kingmaker and Game of Thrones and backstabbing? No, I don't think so. No. There's Clyde. What's up, Clyde? I love Clyde. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah. Clyde, you should fill me in on what's going on with the state party.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the state party either. I haven't done any state work.
I don't know that.
I don't know. We'll talk, Clyde. Let's talk sometime. I talked to Larry Sharp when I was in New Jersey. He hosted the event. He said he wants to come out and do a fundraiser for my campaign here. So let's put something together for the party and have something fun with Larry. We'll fly Larry out and get all the boys together in Iowa and see if we can raise some money and get some new people signed up and all that good stuff for the party. James, what have you done in your campaign, buddy? What have you started beating the streets yet?
Yeah, I've had several events so far. Was able to do a number of interviews pretty much every third day in the last couple of weeks, and been attending different events. Was able to speak at one just Friday night where there was a bunch of liberty-minded people, sovereignty-minded people who were really excited about the idea of holding the government accountable. So just because it was such a last-minute decision to go ahead and start the campaign, I'm kind of just trying to get it out the door rolling, and then we'll tighten the bolts as we roll down the street. So it's interesting. I'm learning a lot. I'm really excited. I'm so grateful for all the support I've been getting, not just nationally, but most in particularly from Colorado, from the Libertarian Party here, from the Mises Caucus. Even though I'm not a member
Are
of
you
the
talking?
Mises
Are you
Caucus.
talking about the Colorado Caliphate, my friend?
Oh man, they are hardcore. They are awesome, and they're behind me. They back me. They embrace me as one of their own, even though I've never done anything for them. I've never done anything for the Mises Caucus. I've never done anything for the kind of insurgency that took place within Colorado and nationally over the last several years. I wasn't a part of that. I kind of stayed out of it. I had my election integrity thing I was fighting for. I was going after Mark Zuckerberg. I was going after Dominion voting system. So I didn't really have time for that. But now I see the value of that because it produced relationships that are the necessary framework and interconnectivity of the Libertarian Party today.
Sure.
And it's those relationships, and yeah, there's some sour that you've mentioned so far in the program, but for the most part, I think this has been a very positive thing that happened in the Libertarian Party. For one part of the party to be particularly dominant at this moment is important because we need decisive action. We need to be able to make hard decisions, risky decisions. We need to
Sure.
be taking big risks right now because we have a moonshot. We have a chance to really do something next year. And if we pass this by, we deserve the chains that will be cast upon us. And so we need to take this opportunity to really focus on going after the opposition, going after the Republican Party primarily, and exposing them for the fraudsters that they are. At least the Democrats are genuine. The Republican Party, however, they say one thing and do the other. We need to expose them for that component. Get everybody from their party to join the Libertarian Party. Grow the party, grow the base to that 60%. And then the Republicans will have 20, the Democrats will have 20, and we'll have landslide victories across the country. Liberate the country from the chains of tyranny, the chains of illegal elections. It doesn't matter when it's a 60-20-20 race. Like they could cheat all day. Their cheating mechanisms are only designed for 50-50 races. So we'll blow that out of the water. You know, we come at them with the COVID regime. We hold those tribunals. We make sure that Congress is set up for the purpose of analyzing the crimes of the last several years and locking up and putting in jail. I love the Guantanamo thing. I love that idea. We
Yes.
need to really push into that.
Yes.
And then just close the border, stop that. Let's get the boys down there. Let's start patrolling.
Yeah.
And you don't need a wall even. Psychological. It's the scalps we take.
I got a lot of people in the chat saying they want to continue to hear the dirt that I'm talking about. I do want to apologize to James because here's the deal, James. We had already planned doing this show yesterday, and then I was having audio issues because we got a new audio interface, and so I wasn't able to get it done. That's why I had to push it back till today, and then all this drama unfolded today when we're supposed to do this show, and it had to be talked about. I may do a whole nother show, like just myself on it. I don't know. We'll see. But there's a lot to talk about. Dan Duraco asks, has Larry openly said he'll back you, Josh? I really want Larry to support. Here's the deal about Larry. Larry was my absolute mentor when I came into this game in 2017. Okay. He had my back through my whole first chair run when I had absolutely no idea what I was doing whatsoever. Larry had my back. When we were going to do the debate with Nick at the national convention, Larry sat down and did my debate prep with me. Larry is my mentor. He's taught me more about policy and how to run campaigns than anybody else in the party or in the movement or in politics in general. He's taught me more than all that. I trust that if the field stays who it is now, right now, that Larry Sharp will support me. I trust that. I had a talk with Larry at the debate. And Larry did say, man, you've gotten so much better, like way better. You know what I mean? Because I used to not be able to talk off the cuff at all. I had no idea what I was doing. I'd never been a public speaker. Mm-hmm. And so it does sound like we may get Larry's support. I threw it out there to Larry. Hey, Larry, why don't you run as my vice president? And Larry says, in the perfect Larry voice, I haven't ruled it out. So That might be crazy too, but yeah, it's just crazy to me, dude. Like this whole thing is like you know, it's like they call me a do nothing grifter, right? But in 2017, I traveled to 38 states. I petitioned for ballot access in Ohio. I freaking put together a ballot access fundraiser and hosted it in Birmingham, Alabama. Like I was a do nothing grifter. You guys were sitting at home making phone calls while I was traveling around the country for 6 years to try and bolster this movement. I'm a do nothing grifter all of a sudden. Okay, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, okay, sure I am. Let's ask candidates that I worked with all over the country, because they keep saying everyone who's ever worked close with you knows that you're a do nothing grifter. Okay, well then why is over half of my campaign people that have been working with me for 2, 4, or 6 years who've seen the things that I've done? Why was the executive director of the national party, Mr. Dan Fishman, who absolutely hated me, by the way, forced to say on video at an LNC meeting in 2019 or 2020 that Joshua Smith is the #1 recruiter in the entire Libertarian Party? Had to pain him to say it, but he still had to say it. Do nothing grifter or #1 recruiter in the entire Libertarian Party before Dave Smith came around.
You managed to be the #1 recruiter while doing nothing.
While doing nothing.
Yeah, you just sat on your couch and, you know, just, I don't know, sent out telepathic waves to convince people to join the party.
Yeah. The Libertarian, what's up, buddy? He said, can we start a stop being effing our tarded caucus? I can't say that all on YouTube without getting shut down. But the Dirty South said, didn't Rec leave the debate immediately afterwards while the other candidates stayed and talked to the members? Yes. And you know what I found out? We got confirmation of this today because Michael Rechtenwald has this like henchman lady named Lori Price who comes around and answers all the questions that that people ask of him, and she talks a bunch of shit about me. It's like it's probably his little thinks it's his little shield to not have to say anything about me, so he just uses his best friend and confidant to do it, which is fine. But she came on all pissed off because why don't you have a couple of shots at the next debate or something? So what he did is he left the debate right after this. Okay, before the debate, I sat down with Dave Smith and had a talk. Just a normal talk. We talked about life and kids, and we had a couple of shots of Buffalo Trace together. Some really good bourbon. He appreciates good bourbon. I appreciate good bourbon. I was trying to give my campaign team that showed up dinner and all this stuff, and so Michael Rechtenwald was waiting to take a picture with Dave Smith while me and him were talking. Okay, I didn't get a picture with Dave. I've had pictures with Dave already. And so he left the convention and went and cried to Lori Price that Dave had shots with me before the convention, before the debate, while he was waiting to have pictures. And then she came and told on him on Twitter about coming and telling her that. That was hilarious, by the way.
If we really, really wanted to get petty, so Rechtenwald runs something called CLG News.
Right.
I don't think he knows CLG is trademarked.
Oh no, we're not going to get that. I'm not getting that. Yeah. I don't care about trademarks, dude. That's not how I roll.
By the Madison Square Garden Company.
Yeah, that's true. But here's the thing: like, I'm not even mad at Rechtenwald, dude. He's like a unknowing participant in all this drama, right? Like he's like, I get it. Mike Heiss asked him to run. He's like, man, I got to sell some books. I gotta get my podcast numbers up. Yeah, I guess I'll run. Right? Like, I'm not gonna be mad at him for this, dude. Like, I can't be mad at him for that.
Yeah.
But I will say that, like, he's not the guy. Anybody who's watching this that's actually trying to act like he's the guy is only doing it out of like cult-like mentality for the Mises Caucus. That's it.
He seems like a decent dude. He's just like, he's not a talented politician. Like Chase Oliver is a more talented politician by far.
Yeah, Chase is a much better politician for sure. I don't agree with him at all. But it is what it is. I think he's done well. I was surprised by his speaking abilities at 2 events now. Yeah. But he's very canned. His responses are all very canned.
Oh, absolutely.
And ready to go. I'm off the cuff, and I'm passionate, and I'm fiery, and I got the same exact principles that Dr. Ron Paul had, and I'm trying to revive this revolution, and nobody's going to stand in my way, period. Plain and simple. Because this is the future of my kids, future of my grandkids, the future of my community. Like, and that's why I'm doing this fight. That's why I'm fighting. You know what I mean? It's not about... like, listen, unless you guys start subscribing to the YouTube right now, it's not like we're growing the show or anything. You know what I mean? So, but listen, if you're watching this, please go and subscribe to the YouTube.
Absolutely.
Because we would like to get our platform going again. It kind of plateaued, but I don't know. But anyways, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy day, man.
The chat's been super active, and that's been fun.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed reading everything, even though we obviously can't respond to everything.
I try to respond to as much as I can, like questions and stuff, but we will always read out and respond to super chats.
Yes,
so
super chats we will always respond to.
Until if we ever get as big as Timcast, there's just no way. You don't have enough time. That guy gets like hundreds of super chats every second. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
like I'm watching. If you watch his live feeds, like the super chats, $100, $500 just coming in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, wow, dude.
We would try.
I would have someone fielding them and at least get like the ones that seemed really, really important for sure. You know what I mean? James, so what's next for your campaign, buddy?
We're getting ready to really hit the street. Like you said, one of the advice you gave me early on is, well, knock every door.
Yes.
I think that's so true. I think that's kind of outside of the conception of what most libertarians think could be realistic. The thing that we have that the Uniparty doesn't is value. We actually can generate value out of our investment, value out of the investment of our time, value out of the investment of our money, to the point where our dollar is worth so much more than their dollar. Every single time we knock on the door, we get much further than they might otherwise. And the reason is because the message of the Democrats, the Republicans have been heard. The message of the libertarians have not. And so anybody who's willing to hear that message, that is actually fertile ground in which we can continue to cultivate the principles of libertarianism. That's a relationship that we can continue to build. And it's not just a black and white as far as most people are concerned when they get a knock at the door. This is the opportunity to really build a relationship within CD3 and to get the constituents engaged in the process of their representation and communicate with them. And I don't want to have a listening campaign. I want to have a campaign where we're designing the future of America together. I want to talk about the different departments of the federal government that need to be eliminated and the process to eliminate them, the process of transmuting them into voluntary associations that still provide good services to the public, but without the threat of violence and the monopoly of violence that the government inherently has, the state has. I don't think that should be associated with the Department of Education. I don't think our education should be enforced by the threat of violence from the state. And that's like a simple principle. But when we talk to people and we have conversations with them about what matters to them, go door to door, like you encouraged me to do, I'm most excited for that. We just got a bunch of funding in this last week. And so we're working to put that funding towards the design of our canvassing strategy. We're purchasing that Gravity software for our campaign. We're going to be subscribing to that each month and getting all our volunteers on board so that they have the resources to start going door to door, start building those relationships, and to make CD3 a district that is engaged in its political process. Right now, and this might be a little bit esoteric for most people outside of Colorado, there's two cities that are being represented in CD3 by the Uniparty system. And that's Aspen by what they call Aspen Atom. I like to call him yogurt, but Aspen Atom, Atom for Colorado. And then we have Lauren Bobert, or second base Bobert, as you call her. I love that. And this idea is we have Eagle and Aspen, which is within 50 miles of each other, basically within the mountains, right along I-70. So you've got this tourist mountain territory that is representing all of CD3, all of the ranchers, all of the miners, everybody in Pueblo, all the steel workers. No, we need representation coming from the stronghold of CD3, and that is Pueblo. Pueblo has almost 50% of the population of our district, and we need representation coming from that space and fighting for the values, the hardworking blue collar values within Pueblo that my family has been a part of for generations. That is what needs to be brought forward and needs to be put against, in contrast to the two uh, again, tourist mountain town luxury towns that are being represented right now. That's not what our district is about. So
Sure.
I'm excited about that, which you encouraged me to do, and I'm definitely going to take the challenge, and I'm going to go door to door. And when you're in Colorado next, I hope you'll come and door knock with me.
Yeah, I would definitely like to make it to the Colorado convention, but we'll see how it works out. We're putting together a convention schedule now for as much travel as we can do. And then, should you guys be crazy enough to put us on the general election, we will be trying very hard to make it to all 50 states, some states more than once. Hopefully we'll have raised enough by then to have a nice travel van, because I'd like to bring the kids and the wife to all the middle America states at least. That'd be a lot of fun for everybody. And
you're going to love driving through the mountains here.
Yeah, we did. Well, we did the trip to Reno all together in the minivan last year, and we did. We went from here to Salt Lake City in 14 hours from Iowa. It was a marathon sprint, and then we slept.
So you passed through Eagle. You passed.
No, we didn't go through Colorado at all. We actually went through we went the long way through Nebraska, the long way through Wyoming, and we didn't see a mountain until we got to Wyoming, because there ain't no mountains in Nebraska and Iowa at all.
Sure.
And then we went all the way through Wyoming and then over the mountain range into Salt Lake City, and then we shut down for the night. Woke up the next day and made it to Reno in like 3 hours or something like that from there. So. Yeah, it was pretty wild, man. And then we were already almost to damn near the West Coast at that point. So one day you can make it from Des Moines, Iowa, pretty much anywhere. It's pretty much anywhere you want to drive. Less than 20 hours, you can make it to anywhere.
Once you get towards like the East Coast, and you can't really get there in under 20 hours, because I've driven to Virginia before, and that was 26 hours of driving.
No way. I'll make it there in less than that. No doubt. I'll make it there in less than 24 hours. Guaranteed. No, there's no way. We're not that. I made it almost to the West Coast in 14 hours, buddy. I could have made it all the way to San Francisco in 20 hours.
The thing that made it really weird was there were so many mountain roads that were like twisting, and you had to go like spiraling.
So you didn't take the nice freeways. It was your fault.
I don't know. I wasn't navigating.
It was all your fault, buddy. That's all right. We can't do a show where I don't diss on you a little bit, buddy. It's got to be your fault.
Yeah.
You already know.
It doesn't even faze me at this point.
Oh, libertarians love talking about roads, though.
We
talk about roads all day long.
Who's going to build the fucking roads?
Don't get me started.
Definitely our favorite subject is the roads. We love when people want to talk about roads with us. I get very excited.
Do you mind if I talk about the Transportation Administration?
No, please do.
King.
I know that once you're in office, you'll take 20% off the top right away, but I'd like to take the whole
70%.
Oh, 70%. Okay. Oh, that's even better. But I would like to make sure that the Transportation Security Administration and other transportation institutions in the United States are eliminated entirely. And this is how we replace them: voluntary societies. I live on Greenwood Street. We would have the Greenwood Street Road Association. If there's roads in the town of Pueblo that connect to Greenwood Street, we might be members of the road association for that one through the Greenwood Street Association. So I don't need to join multiple road associations. My road association joins that road association. There's a highway between Pueblo and Colorado Springs. Well, we want Colorado Springs wants to come to Pueblo. We want to go to Colorado Springs. There's a road association for that. And our Pueblo Road Association could join the Colorado Road Association that assists with the development of those intercity roads. Well, we have an interstate system as well that could be maintained by the road association, voluntarily joined road association, that connects various states to each other. And all of a sudden, we've eliminated all taxation. People are donating for the care of the pavement out front of their own houses, and are holding accountable those people who said they're going to pave the roads and haven't. So I could talk about roads all day, but I just wanted to get that in there.
It's a good plan, dude. I appreciate it. Larry, thank you for the $20 super chat, man. He said made you look. We haven't got a $20 super chat in a while, man. We're picking it up. We're picking back up. Let's go. We'll always read your super chats, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Larry. There's a lot of people watching tonight too. Hey, hit that subscribe button, man. Help us out.
Hit our like button, share.
Yeah, share, subscribe, do all those good things. We do shows once a week right now. Mm-hmm. Although I was talking to the wife today about maybe doing 2 shows a week again. So I don't know if you'll be able to do it, but
right now I would not be able to swing that.
Well, I would. So I'll do one myself. I don't care. Maybe I'll do my own show on Monday, and then we'll do our show on Thursday. I don't know, but I am going to start doing 2 shows again a week. So, I know. I'm actually going to have Nathan Polsky on the show soon. Let me see if I can remember what day it was. I thought I put it in the calendar. Uh-oh. Hold on. I'm actually, yeah. Anyways, I'm having Nathan Polsky on the show one of these Thursdays soon. So if you haven't got the chance, he'll be on the show. We're gonna have a good show. I'm excited. Texas is a big state, man. Like the and look, I'm here still supporting Mises Caucus candidates, dude. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing I don't get. Like I've been, and another knock against me is that I hadn't supported Defend the Guard. But I talk about it all the time. I have people on my show that work on it. I talked to Scott Horton. I talked to Michael Bolden.
Specifically,
yeah, Diego.
Yeah.
I had Diego on the show.
Yeah.
To talk about Defend the Guard.
Yeah. How the hell is that not supporting it?
Yeah, I don't know. I literally had Diego on the show to talk about it. We talked about it for about an hour and a half. Put it out. It got 5,000, 6,000 views. I've always supported. I was supporting Defend the Guard the second it came out. I've phone banked for Defend the Guard. Like, how am I not supporting Defend the Guard? I would love somebody to show me proof that I haven't, because I got plenty of proof that says I have. But it's just like all these knocks on me, man. It's like, I can refute all of this stuff. All of it. Literally every single ounce of it. And even if I couldn't, that's the craziest part. Amy Parker, thanks for the $2 super chat. We appreciate you. That was your first super chat. You're awesome. We're going to celebrate you. Here's the thing. This is the case closed right here. Boom. Even if I was the worst administrator in the party and I sucked and I didn't show up for any of those jobs, I still campaigned 3 national campaigns and won something in all 3 of them. You know that I can campaign. You know that I can get people behind me. I beat your candidate in 2022. I literally beat your candidate. When you told me directly to my face, I have screenshots from people like Luke Troxel from Texas, who works for the National Party, by the way, Mike Heiss, several people saying, you will not win this vice chair race. Guess what? I won, bitch. Okay? So don't tell me that I can't run a campaign. Even if I'm a terrible administrator, I have a sick-ass campaign staff, the best campaign staff, by the way, of any campaign right now. No doubt. It's not even close. I have the best campaign staff. I'm not here to administrate. I'm here to run a movement, start a movement, and get people involved. And I've always been good at that. There is no refutation to me being good at those things. It's a money grab for you. You're running a candidate that won't do half of what I'm going to do. And it's a money grab for you. And that's it. And I don't want to be the guy to say it, but you made me be the guy that said it. There's plenty of people thinking it. There's plenty of people asking me about it. But campaigning is what I'm the best at. The best. So even if you think I'm a bad administrator, I'm a better campaigner than anybody you're running, than anybody in the caucus. I definitely know how to run a campaign better than Dave Smith knows how to run a campaign. He would have got a lot more visibility than me. That's for sure, no doubt. Mm-hmm. But I know how to run a campaign better. In fact, there was a point in all of this where I told Dave Smith I would quit my job and be his campaign manager. Legitimately. Brett, thanks, man, for the $10 super chat. We appreciate you. He said, campaigning is Josh's strong suit by far. Much love, my man. Much love to you too, man. It's almost ice fishing season, bud. Lyndon Felser, the man. We've had him on the show before. He came on and hung out with us.
Oh,
Brett.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's the ice fisherman. You remember him? He came down from Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's cool, man. I love him to death. He's been like a brother to me. Him and his brother are like my other brothers. James, you got anything before we get going, buddy?
Yeah, I just wanted to encourage everybody to take a look at the platform. I have a multi-step, over 20 different phases to the plan that I'd like to implement to demolish the federal government, with the exception, of course, of the State Department being the only viable function of the government. So I've got that multi-stage plan published on my website. I'd appreciate any feedback it's developing. This is a relationship that we're building on we're building a relationship destroying the government. And I'm really looking forward to getting you to know you through that process, every other candidate nationally and the constituents. So I encourage you to check out my website. My website, again, it's wiley4vengeance.com. Wiley, WILEY, number 4, vengeance, VENGEANCE.com. And you can find that entire plan. I do want to grift a little bit. I'm money grabbing, like you were saying. Please donate to my campaign. I'm asking for $69 donations to my campaign, reoccurring. That would be very nice of you, and I really, really appreciate it. and I will send you memes. I will send you thank you cards. I will send you handwritten notes in appreciation of your contributions to my campaign. Again, $69. That's the magic number. If you have to
Nice.
go over that, you can. A 420 would work. 1776, or the maximum amount you could do for each of the election cycles is $3,300. So please consider donating to the campaign. We're really going to punish Bobert here. We're having a lot of fun at it, and I would appreciate you joining for that fun.
And
Thanks again.
of course, you can follow James Wiley on Twitter at Red Devil 89. I don't know where he got the red part at. Where'd you get the red part at, dude?
God.
Nice. 69. God, red hair, all in the same sentence, bro. I love it. Hey, James, I'm a big fan, man. I really appreciate you coming on, dude. I look forward to your campaign. I'll be following it closely. If you can get any help, if you need any help at all from me, please let me know, dude. I'll be more than happy to shoot you some love, dude.
Glad to be shoulder to shoulder with you, Josh. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thanks again, buddy. Man, that guy's great. I love his optimism. I remember when I had that great optimism in the beginning of all this, and I was ready to fight the fucking state. Yeah, let's go! Right? Now I'm like fighting with people in the movement every day. Like, hey, can you guys just point me at the uniparty, please? That's where my anger and aggression and rage needs to go. But you keep trying to pull me back to this drama instead of just pointing me at the uniparty where it belongs. Okay? Because that's what I'm good at. Right? Like it's it's always funny when these people like, oh, Josh likes drama. No, I don't. I hate the shit. I hate it, dude. I would much rather be very happy and just running my campaign and shooting at the and shooting my anger and my rage at the uniparty, right? But like these people know that I'm fiery and I'm rageful and I got it inside me. So why do you keep bringing me to aiming at you instead of just helping me out and aiming it at the outside of the party? I don't know. I don't get it, man. But I'm just tired. I'm tired of this shit. I want to just run a good, clean campaign where I don't have to worry about this. I want my debates to talk for themselves, and they do. You know what I mean? Like I obviously come with the policy, but also the anger and the rage and the hate for the uniparty. Like and I have the fire and I have the passion and I've learned from the best. But like, just let me do my thing without trying to start drama by calling my friends and telling them that I'm this and that and this and that. And don't make me have to go out and prove that I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, just don't be a dick. It's really that easy. Don't be a dick to the people that help you build this thing, dude. Don't be a dick to the people that you've just, like, you're kicking people out of the caucus, out of the caucus group, out of the caucus chats just because they support me or they said something favorable about me or they said maybe Rex not the guy. You're like throwing them out. That's like Stalin shit, bro. These are the people that helped you build this thing. These are the people that have had your back forever. Don't be a dick. Knock it off. It's not cool. Maybe I lose some support for this. I don't care. It doesn't bother me that I'm going to lose some support from some people for making this public. That's fine. Most of those people who are saying they wouldn't do this public probably weren't going to support me anyways. Because you're in a cult. You're in a fucking cult. If you can't look at this objectively, you're in a cult. Period. If you can't look at the screenshots and instead you're more upset that the screenshots exist, you're in a cult. Period. If you're more upset with me for defending my honor than you are with the guy who's been going around lying about me, you're in a fucking cult, and I don't care. I don't care. Plain and simple, dude. This is basic logic. Be mad at the guy that started this shit, not the guy who finally called it out and ended it. Okay? Because it's been going on for a long time, and none of you people that are popping up to say that I'm an asshole for putting this out publicly ever defended me. None of you ever, not a single one of you people. The people that defended me are the ones that are defending me today. Those same people that I've been working with for years. Those are the people who defended me. Okay? It's not you. I haven't seen most of you that are all of a sudden popping up to concern troll me. I haven't seen most of you in years not say a word to me. There's been one person that I actually have a ton of respect for that's gotten upset with me over this. One. The rest of you guys, I haven't seen you in years. You were probably voting against me in Reno. You were probably actively doing the lying like Michael Heiss. So I don't care. I worked my ass off. Most of you guys are brand new over the last 3 years. You weren't even there in 2017 when we didn't have a Dave Smith. We didn't have a Tom Woods. We barely had a Scott Horton. I was the one. I was the one going around the country building support. And if you don't remember that, then fuck you. I mean, just to be frank, I don't care. I don't care. You weren't in the trenches with me when they were attacking my family. You weren't in the trenches with me in 2020 when they were grooming my 15-year-old daughter to try and use her as a weapon against me. 3 months before I got full custody of her. You weren't in the trenches with me when they were making false allegations about all kinds of shit and calling me a Nazi and trying to get me fired from jobs. You weren't in the trenches with me when they tried to stop us from adopting our adopted kid's younger sibling. When they were calling the state on us, calling the DCS on us, trying to get our kids taken away. For fighting for your fucking movement. You weren't in the trenches with us. You weren't there. Nobody had my back. Not the people that are talking shit today. Certainly. So eat shit. Eat shit. I'm serious. Eat shit. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I put in more work than you. Yes, that's the truth. Way more. Way more. So eat shit. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not going to sit here and let you gaslight my friends and try to wreck my campaign for your book salesman. Not going to happen. If all those other attacks that you've watched me go through since 2017, for your fucking cause, by the way, if they didn't stop me, you think you're going to stop me? Bet. Let's go. Bring it. I got receipts, dog. All day. It's not a tree you want to climb. I promise. Right, you got anything before we go?
Follow me on Twitter at BulldogGamer28. Like, comment, subscribe, do all of that. Share the show with people. That's one of the best ways we can grow this thing. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. We're cutting that, and I'm sending that to Mike Heiss. Seriously, eat shit, dude. Eat shit. Anybody who's mad at me for putting this out, eat shit. I don't care.
Most people aren't going to watch it.
No. Magoo, thanks for the $20 super chat, my man. He said, I gave up on libertarian politics a while ago, but this level of entertainment shouldn't be free. Much love, John. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I know. We still love you, Magoo. What is the echo bad? What's echoing? Damn, that sucks. Really? We're echoing real bad? Is it still echoing real bad? Or was it just when I was yelling?
It might have been when you were...
Yeah, I might need to put some more filters on this thing. Because we just set up the audio. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just pissed. I'm mad. I'm mad, dude. I put in way too much work. I went through way too much shit for this.
Yeah.
For to have these people stab me in the fucking back. Eat shit. We'll see you next Monday. I think I might do a show on Monday. Unless it's during the Texas State Convention. Is the echo still bad? It's still bad right now? I don't understand why. All right.
Yeah. It just popped up. It's weird.
Sucks. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's echoing. I don't have any idea. How about now? Is it still echoing? Is it still echoing right now? Oh, I know what happened. I know what happened, dude.
What?
I think. I bet I just turned it off. I bet. I don't know. I don't get it. Anyways, all right, I'll let you guys go. Sorry, we'll see you next. We'll see you on Monday. I'll get the audio issues figured out. Love you guys to death. Until then, don't forget to break cycle.
Have to explain the lyrics of my last song may seem to contain a violent call to action in the verse and refrain, but I just meant it in Minecraft. The helicopter part was in reference to GTA 5 and the things you do. So any violence you commit, I am not an excuse, because I just meant it in Minecraft. Well, Chipper is my friend and he's constantly cold. Accusations of incitement getting totally old. Make your own choices, yeah, you have control, because I just meant it in Minecraft. Obviously I delegate force, unless there's due process and a trial, of course. And if you're convicted, we will make you a corpse. In Minecraft, just in Minecraft. You're nothing, I mean, you know it. No product dinners, cause it closed from COVID.